and we sing. Life is shit, life is shit, the world is shit, the world is shit. This is life as I know it. 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 This is life as I know it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Jim. It's 2:30. Ready for our little sit-down?
Sure thing, Mr. Johnson. I'll be right there.
Hey there, Jim. Have a seat. We'll get started.
Thanks, Mr. Johnson.
Please, Jim, call me Bob. We're all on the same team here.
Okay. Bob?
Well, as you know, Jim, annually we like to sit down with each employee and do a bit of a performance review. This lets them know what areas we think they're excelling in, what could use a little improving, and what we envision as their future with the company.
And it makes it seem like management's actually doing something to deserve their inflated salaries.
Of course it does.
Sounds like a waste of time to me, but I'll do whatever I can to get you out of my hair so I can go back to my cubicle and continue to surf for porn.
Oh, don't worry, this won't take too long. I need to get back to surfing for porn myself. Well, now, let's see. It says here, we'll start with the positives. It says here you make a damn good pot of coffee, Jim. And I, for one, have never seen anyone who's a better shot with his Nerf dart gun before.
Thanks. You know I practice at home.
And it shows. I also appreciate when you brown nose by bringing me a Diet Pepsi at least once a week.
My pleasure. Especially since I take the change to buy it from Mark Wallace's desk.
Very resourceful of you. And, quite frankly, that Diet Pepsi is the only reason you're still around. Well, that, you never disagree with anything I say.
That's because I know arguing with you won't make you change your mind. You're a stubborn asshole incapable of logical thinking.
You got me pegged.
I don't know what I'd do without this job. Except maybe be happy.
Right. So now on to a few things you can improve upon. First of all, your sales are shit.
That's because I don't care.
And why should you? It's not like we have a viable product or anything.
Well, that's a given, Bob.
So are you saying you're disillusioned with your job, Jim?
Do you really care?
No, of course not. But I at least need to pretend I do.
Fair enough. Yes, I am disillusioned. But it's not just my job that I hate, Bob. I hate pretty much everything about my life. I'm 25, desperately single, and I make $26,000 a year. I have no retirement plan, and it's not like this place offers me one. I don't own any stocks and or bonds. I have a savings account of $3.57. Pretty much the only reason I work here is because I'd never survive on the streets, since I've become so accustomed to the cushy lifestyle of a suburbanite.
Can't say I blame you there, Jim. My wife and I barely speak anymore. My kids from my first marriage, they never talk to me unless they need money. I cashed out my 401k to pay off some gambling debts 5 years ago. So there's nothing left when I retire. I'm here because my uncle owns the company, which, quite frankly, is my only qualification for upper management. Before this gig, I was cleaning up after mental patients at the Ridgeview Institute. What the fuck do I know about selling customized accounting software?
Probably about as much as I do, Bob.
Very well then. Now that we know what you need to work on, let's get to where you see yourself in, say, 5 years.
Well, assuming the company hasn't gone under by then, which it probably will, I suppose I'll still be here. I'm shopping my resume around all the time, but since I have no real experience, no real skills, nor really any desire to have to work for a living, I guess I'll just stick around. It's not like you're going to find someone to replace me because you offer measly pay, no benefits, and no job perks. People will come and go, use this company as a starter job straight out of college until they can find something better. But I'll still be here. Solid as a rock. Lazy-ass Jim. Eventually, you'll get promoted because somebody above you will retire or die. And because I'm the only one who'll have any sort of seniority, I'll take your job. I'll make about 2 or 3 times more than I do now, and then really be able to screw around all day.
Well, it sounds like you have it all thought out, Jim.
Yeah. It helps to have a plan.
Well, I think we're just about finished here, unless, of course, you have any questions for me.
Actually, I do have one.
I figured you would. Go ahead, I'll pretend like I give a shit.
I was wondering if I'm finally going to get a raise now that I've been here yet another year.
Oh, no, Jim. We only give raises to management. No, you'll be making $26,000 until that scenario you mentioned in your 5-year plan finally gestates. Hell, we might even fire you next week for all you know.
Why would you do that?
Because I need more money to pay for yet another divorce since my wife found out about this summer intern.
Well, that's shit of you, Bob. But no worries. If you fire me, I'll simply go on unemployment and milk the system for as long as I can.
You keep buying me Diet Pepsis and I'll probably keep you around for a while longer. You don't do your job worse than anyone else here, so I can't really complain.
I could turn the ass kissing up a notch. Maybe take you out to lunch every once in a while? How would that be?
I think that would be a very wise career move, Jim.
Great! What about lunch tomorrow?
Sounds good. I like steak.
You would. You bastard.
So, any other questions, or can I finally get you the hell out of my office?
No, nothing else. Let me just say that I'm really looking forward to another worthless year of my life spent at this so-called company. That is, if I don't stick my head in an oven sometime in the next 12 months.
Well, we couldn't be less thrilled to have you here, Jim. You're a valuable asset to this company. Almost as valuable as this stapler.
Thanks, Bob. That really lets me know that you don't care.
That's what I'm here for, buddy. Now you go out there and continue on with your pathetic existence.
I'm afraid I will, Bob. I'm afraid I will.